She knew me well, well, well. She knew me, told me she loved me, still go to hell. I'm mad y'all didn't tell me I was boring. Like, y'all really could have said something 40 something videos ago. My dog wanted to go outside. Now she's in my room. She wanted to go outside, but now that the yard man in the backyard, she don't want to go outside. I ain't got time for her. Anyway, I'm mad at y'all. So mad at my subscribers. Let me take these guys off so you know how serious I is. I'm mad because as I'm sitting watching one of my videos, you know, editing so I can eventually post it on YouTube, I'm watching it and I was bored. I was bored. Why didn't y'all tell me that I'm boring? Y'all could have said something a long time ago. A long time ago, y'all could have said something. Cause the yard man always want to interrupt me when I want to make a video. Everything always want to interrupt me when I'm trying to make a video. My battery either dying, my SD card probably don't have no memory, the yard man, my dog, every time I try to do a video. But that's besides the point. The point is that y'all ain't tell me that I was boring. And I just want to make good quality videos for y'all, and I just be sitting there talking. And the last video that I made was directly after my what video was that? My update when I went to California, all that good stuff. And I said I was gonna do it right after I made that video, so I had something to post for you guys, because I knew you gonna ask me questions about PA school. I'm sitting there editing the video and I'm just like, I kid y'all not, like I yawned at my video. I was like, this is boring. This is not like yourself. You are not being you on camera. And at this point, I was like, I can't honestly say I acted a certain way on camera because I just didn't want to put myself out there like that. But at this point, I don't care. However many videos I got on YouTube, y'all could have said something a long time ago. All these subscribers, and ain't nan one of y'all tell me I was boring. Anyway, this video is gonna be about why I chose PA school. I had one of my subscribers, shout out to you, asked me to do a video on why I chose the PA route, what made me go that way. I think let me find it. Kingella TM, she said, could you possibly make a video that may exemplify your experiences choosing the PA route? So shout out to you, Kingella. Why did I choose PA? The route that got me to choose PA was through nursing school. So I kind of, in my I got kicked out of nursing school video, I kind of explained in that video how I came across the PA route. So I'll just kind of like sum it all up, and hopefully this video isn't too long. So basically, I was in nursing school for 6 months and I was so miserable. Like, I was really depressed and I wasn't being the best that I could be. My clinical instructor, she even noticed like I wasn't doing as good as everyone else, kind of, in a way. Like, my clinical instructor, she would do rounds every day we had clinicals. So every time she came to round with me, she was just like asking me questions and trying to get me to critically think. And I'm a good critical thinker, but it's just like she kind of didn't see me taking the initiative to do some of the things that I was critically thinking about. And every time she came around, like, I would cry, and I'm just like, I'm not a crying type of person. I only cry like when I'm really just like depressed or really pissed off. I'm mad cry, y'all. Like when I'm really pissed off about a situation and it's just like something is out of my control, I mad cry. And it's like, if y'all don't know what that look like, it's like somebody that sit there and be really frustrated and like they mean mugging, but they got a tear rolling down. That'd be me. So I wasn't mad at the whole situation, but during like my nursing school process, I was just so depressed. Like even one of my best friends who had dealt with depression like a long time before I met her, she could tell that I was depressed because I was also kind of like partying a lot, trying to escape nursing school, and it just wasn't for me. So during one of my clinical rotations, I was in the pediatric ICU unit, and I came in contact with the PA that way. I saw that she really didn't do anything that the nurses do or did, and she pretty much just delegated stuff for them to do. And she was like putting in orders, ordering medications, and she didn't really, not necessarily interact with the patient a lot, but she was like the delegator to the nurses. And I was just like, I've never seen somebody in this type of role before. And coming, when they did rounds on their pediatric ICU unit, I found out that she was a physician assistant and she was doing rounds with the provider that was over the patients on that floor. So when they did rounds, the provider that was on the floor, that was assigned to the floor, she pretty much stood beside the physician assistant. The physician assistant gave her thoughts about rounds to the physician, and the nurses pretty much added their 2 cents here and there. So it was just like, I tried to like peek at her badge, because like I said, at this point I had not known, like I hadn't seen somebody on different floors in her position. I had been on med surg floors, I've been on cardio floors, I had been on, I don't remember what other peds department I went into before I met her, but that pretty much made my decision. I was like, I want to be over nurses, because my idea going into nursing school, I was like, I don't plan on being an RN that long. I want to be a nurse practitioner. So pretty much I already knew like what my path was to be pretty much top dog nurse. Then I found out what a PA was and found out that you only have to go to school for 2 years for a PA degree. And then I had pretty much all of the prerequisites. After I came in contact with her, I did my own research, because I had a friend who was like a pre-med major and she talked about PA school and stuff like that. But it was just like, at the time I was at USF for nursing school, so I was just like, PA, it's not really what I'm here for, not what I'm interested in right now. But until I met that PA on the pediatric ICU unit during my nursing clinical rotations, I then like decided that I like the dynamic of a physician assistant. I like the role of a physician assistant, and that's what I'm looking for. I hated the nursing dynamic just because there were certain things that you could and could not say to a patient. There were certain things that you had to that you could and couldn't do, and I was just like, I'm pretty much going to school for 6 years for you to tell me I can't say this to a patient. Because my theory was pretty much, if a patient is newly diagnosed with HIV, a nurse cannot tell that patient about their diagnosis if their lab results comes back. She has to wait for, a nurse has to wait for the doctor, for the provider to either tell them that it's okay. Usually they don't do that, but a nurse has to wait for the provider to talk to that patient. So it's just like, if a patient comes to me and says, have my lab results come back, can you let me know what they are? As a nurse, you pretty much have to tell them, well, they did come back, but your physician is gonna review them with you and stuff like that. And I don't like the fact that nurses don't get paid for what they're worth, especially in Florida. And that's why a lot of nurses now are traveling nurses, and a lot of them travel to California, because sometimes if you're a traveling nurse, they'll pay for your boarding, so you don't have to pay rent or anything like that. Sometimes they'll give you a stipend for food, as well as like travel distance costs, stuff like that. If you're a travel nurse, they'll pay for pretty much everything, and then your paycheck, you will pretty much pocket everything because you don't have to pay any bills. So the hospital that I worked at in Tampa, the nurse would have like a workload of maybe 6 to 8 patients, and if somebody called out or didn't show up, it would be more than that. And that to me really affects the quality of care that the patients are getting, because I saw it with my nurse that I shadowed. She had, I think, about 6 or 7 patients one day, and one of my patients had a peg tube. If you don't know what peg tubes are, they are inserted, it's a port that's inserted into the abdomen for feeding uses, because the patient probably has some esophageal issues. So they use the peg tube to feed the patient. My patient that I had, she had a peg tube and she needed to be fed, I think it was every 3 or 5 hours, and she was also being discharged that day. She primarily spoke Spanish, and my nurse, she was pretty much just overwhelmed that she didn't use a translator, which is pretty much used on wheels. She didn't use a translator with the patient. She didn't feed the patient regularly on her feeding schedule, because the patient was being discharged. Even when I told her, like, hey, this patient is supposed to be fed every so many hours, like, if you want me to feed her, I can. I know how to do it, but like, she hasn't officially been discharged yet, so you're supposed to keep treating her until she's officially discharged. So it's just like nurses become so overwhelmed to the point that they do not pay attention to the quality of care for their patients at times. And it's not that they just don't want to do it, it's just that they're overwhelmed. So seeing all of that, being in the nursing field, shadowing it for even a short period of time, I was just like, this isn't for me. I'm the type of person that I've always been raised with the boss mentality, and seeing the PA, and I was like, she can be the boss, she just has to coordinate with her physician that she's under. I want to do that. So I guess that kind of summarizes why everything came about. Like I said in my I got kicked out of nursing school video, I explained why I chose PA, I think, but I just wanted to make a video specifically so I could explain that question, because I did tell her I was going to make a video, and I don't want to lie to y'all no more when I say I'm going to make a video about it when y'all ask. But yeah, that is pretty much the gist of the gist or just, I think it's gist. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of why I chose the PA route. I don't know why my nose itched so much. Once I found out like I had pretty much everything I needed to go to PA school except for my general chemistry classes, I was just like, bump nursing school. Like, this, it wasn't something that was in my heart anymore after I was there and I was in it. It's my passion to work in labor and delivery, but there are so many different ways you can get to work in labor and delivery. And like I said, I think in one of my videos, I calculated how long it would have taken me to become a nurse practitioner. So I would have been in school until 2024. But 2024 is way too long. 2025 is way too long when I can just go and get my master's in PA, do everything that I want to do within my first year of working, and I'll be done in 2022, as opposed to becoming a physician assistant. And calculating it now, I can pretty much be a physician assistant by the time I'm 26, because I'll be 23 this year. But yeah, becoming a nurse practitioner, it would have taken me close to 10 years to get to where I want to be. And I was just like, I have to like take breaks between going back to school and get experience and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, PA route is just as broad as nursing, and you can switch specialties just like that, as well as being a PA as opposed to being a nurse. You can do surgeries with your physician and be the second-hand person. So that was something that really interested me because I loved watching C-sections. So I was just like, nursing just isn't the route for me because it takes way too long to get to where I want to be. And I don't like taking breaks between my education because your brain kind of turns to mush after a while and you have to relearn a lot of things, and I don't want to do that to myself. So like I said, that's the gist. This video is getting a little bit too long, but yeah, make sure you guys leave video ideas down in the comments below. What do you guys want to see? I want to make this journey exciting for you guys as it is for me. So if you want to see a particular type of video, leave it down in the comments below. I am going to do a video about my freshman year of college because I had the worst roommates. I don't think I've ever made a video about that, but I will do a video about that because I know a lot of you guys are just like getting back to school and some of you are freshmen. And yeah, my experience was a little bit different than everybody's because I had my own room. I only shared a bathroom, and we didn't have community bathrooms, so I shared a bathroom with like 3 other girls. But like I said, that's a whole nother video. And yeah, if you want to see a specific video, leave it down in the comments below. I see each and every one of your comments, and I love each and every one of you. My channel is slowly growing, and I will continue to make videos for you guys if you want to see it. So yeah, I'm about to eat my lobster bisque soup and probably make another video later today. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.